is to control the distribution of lubricating oil to the cylinder and piston surface in order to prevent unnecessary or excessive oil consumption. The next component of an engine is piston pin. The connecting rod is connected to the piston through the piston pin. It is made of case hardened alloy steel with precision finish. There are three different methods to connect the piston to the connecting rod. The next component is the connecting rod. This is the connection between the piston and crankshaft. The end connecting the piston is known as small end, and the other end connecting the crankshaft is known as the big end. The big end has two halves of a bearing bolted together. The connecting rod is made of drop forged steel and the section is of the I-beam type. Next component, and an important component, is the crankshaft. This is connected to the piston through the connecting rod and converts the linear motion of the piston into the rotational motion of the flywheel. The journal of the crankshaft are supported on main bearings housed in the crankcase. Counterweights and the flywheel bolted to the crankshaft help in smooth running of the engine. Next component are the engine bearings. The crankshaft and camshaft are supported on anti-friction bearings. These bearings must be capable of withstanding high speed, heavy load and high temperatures. Normally cadmium, silver, copper, lead is coated on a steel bag to give the above characteristics. For single cylinder vertical horizontal engines, the present trend is to use ball bearings in place of main bearings of the thin shell type. Next component is the valves. To allow the air to enter the cylinder or the exhaust gases to escape from the cylinder, valves are provided known as inlet and exhaust valves respectively. The valves are mounted either on the cylinder head or on the cylinder block. Next component is the camshaft. The valves are operated by the action of camshaft, which has separate cams for the inlet and exhaust valves. The cam lifts the valve against the pressure of the spring, and as soon as it changes position, the spring closes the valve. The cam gets drive through either the gear or sprocket and chain system from the crankshaft. It rotates at half the speed of camshaft. Next important component is the flywheel. This is usually made of cast iron and its primary function is to maintain uniform engine speed by carrying the crankshaft through the intervals when it is not receiving power from a piston. The size of flywheel varies with the number of cylinders and the type and the size of the engine. It also helps in balancing rotating masses. Next, in the following chart, we can see the name of the parts and the materials used for construction of these parts.